Oh hey guys, and welcome to a video that has been a very long time coming. If some of you used to watch my channel, you will remember me as Luke, who used to make booktube videos on this channel a good 2 years ago now, and I told you in my very last video that I was going travelling to Australia to do a working holiday visa. Well, during those 2 years, I ended up making no videos, which was terrible of me, really. It was just one of those things. I was always on the road, or I didn't usually have the privacy to film, so I ended up putting booktube on the back burner, unintentionally, and saying I'll get back to it in a few weeks, and 2 years later, here we are. So just for a little update, I have actually left Australia now. I did my 2 years working holiday visa there, and it was amazing, and now I find myself in New Zealand for 1 year. But in New Zealand, as you can see, I have my own apartment and I'm completely able to film. So I'm definitely going to get back into the booktube and probably start uploading videos every week like I used to before. Since I have been travelling in my time away from booktube, I thought it would just be a good idea for a video to show you the books that I've acquired whilst travelling. Now obviously there's not too many because I actually live out of a backpack at the moment, hence why there is no bookshelves or anything like that behind me. But travelling is a good way to pick up photos because there's thrift shops, there's hostel bookshelves, you get free books everywhere, people just leave them. So I have acquired 6 books in the time I've been away, and one I really did want during my time in Australia, so I think I'll get to that one first. So the first one I have is actually one that I've talked about on my channel previously, and that is Tomorrow When the War Began by John Marsden. If you remember any of my videos, I grew up reading these books. These are young adult, sort of dystopian. It's about 5 kids who go into the Australian outback, and when they return to their village they actually find out that Australia has been taken over by a different country, and they sort of lead this guerrilla-style war effort to save their town. Now I have a copy of this book back home, but I wanted one that I could take home with me that was actually an Australian edition. Like, obviously the cover is nothing to write home about, but I like the idea of it being on my bookshelf when I'm home and saying, yes, you know, this is the copy of one of my favourite series that I got while in Australia, and the book's set in Australia, so that helped. The second book I got was actually a thrift shop buy, and it's one of my favourite books back home, and I actually brought my copy out with me, but I lost it, and that is The Secret History by Donna Tartt. I actually found this in a thrift shop, which they call opportunity shops out here, which I think is great, and I got it for about 50 cents, so about 25 pence in UK terms. It's a really thick book, it takes up a lot of room in my backpack. I haven't reread it, and I've been carrying it around for a good 1.5 years now, but I'm definitely going to take this one home with me. The third book I picked up was actually just a nice edition that I found in a hostel, and that is The Picture of Dorian Gray by Oscar Wilde. This is one of those re-releases. I just really like the cover, and I have been meaning to read it. In actually one of my last videos, I considered doing the Rory Gilmore reading challenge. I'll leave that video linked below if you need to know about it. I can explain it in one sentence. Reading every book that Rory read on Gilmore Girls. Sad, but fun. But in that video I asked you to vote on which book that you wanted me to read from that list, and Picture of Dorian Gray was actually on this, so I'm probably going to get to this soon and sort of take that challenge back just 2 years later. The next book I got was also one that I found in a hostel, and that is Leviathan Wakes by James A. Corey. Now this is a science fiction zombie series, I'm led to believe. I've always been curious about science fiction, but I haven't actually read too much. It's sort of like fantasy for me. It's a genre I've read 1 or 2 from, but haven't really taken the time to find a series I like, and I hear nothing but good things about this one. So when I saw it lying on a shelf in a hostel, I just nabbed it right up. I've sort of read the first chapter, but then put it down, but I will make more of a conservative effort to read it in the future. Probably very soon. 2 books I have are actually Penguin Classics, and I just really like. I have Playing BT Bow by Ruth Park, which actually sounds really good. It's about this childhood game, but it seems like after she's played the game, things take a more sinister turn. It's actually got a quite cool sounding premise from the blurb, so I might read this one because it's really short. But if any of you read it, let me know. And the next one is called Love in a Cold Climate by Nancy Mitford. I haven't heard anything about this one, but again, I saw it lying there, and I'm in New Zealand, and it's a very cold climate, so maybe I'll find love here. Yeah, probably not. But those are the books that I've acquired while travelling, and they're the ones that I've sort of kept in my backpack for the longest time. I have had more, but sometimes you've just gotta throw things away, which is awful, but it has to happen if you want to get on a plane. So this is my first video since I've been back. I don't know how that went. I actually tried to film one before this, and when I tried to edit it, it looked a complete mess. I'd lost so much confidence in front of the camera, and it was just a disaster. So I'm hoping this one turns out good during the editing process, and I plan to film more videos for you soon, so hopefully you will be seeing a lot more of me lately. Lately? No. My English has also gone to hell. But as always guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you do, give it a thumbs up, and if you remember me, give me a thumbs up, because it's always nice to be remembered. But that is all from me for today, so I shall see you soon with another video. Goodbye!